In recent weeks, President Trump's war on immigrants has been highly publicized. Measures including building a wall on the Mexican border, banning immigrants from certain predominantly Muslim countries, and calling for the deportation of as many as 3 million undocumented immigrants who have committed crimes on the U.S. soil. Trump ordered the Department of Homeland Security to look at withholding federal funding from cities that refuse to assist immigration officials, a loose collection of municipalities known as sanctuary cities.
It is February 2nd, and I am here at the Texas State Capitol, where currently the Senate is in session taking public testimony on the bill SB 4. The sanctuary bill.
When I came in, there was a very long line. I think there were probably 500 people in line waiting to sign up to testify. And I think most of them were against the bill, so this was very encouraging to see. As a Palestinian, I've seen a lot of oppression in my country from the Israeli occupation. After being in Palestine and coming here, I see a lot of those methods that were used by Israel against the Palestinians being used here in the U.S. by law enforcement against U.S. citizens. We're gradually slipping into a situation of us versus them, the state versus the people, and it's manifesting in so many ways.
I'm here to support a lot of marginalized groups that are targeted for the fact that they're immigrants. Many of them have either tried the process of becoming legalized, are still in the process of being legalized, but have yet to obtain full citizenship. Because of the process delaying them that right, they've been easy targets for deportation. And we've seen a lot of racial profiling within our law enforcement, especially within our immigration system, going after these individuals that have yet to obtain citizenship under false pretenses, under false arrests, immediately detaining them, and then eventually deporting them and breaking families apart for these individuals that don't have a representation, that don't have the resources to advocate for themselves and fight for their rights.
On January 31st, Texas Governor Greg Abbott ramped up the rhetoric against sanctuary cities, saying,
even in Texas, like you've seen in some other parts of America, where some local officials are saying that they are not going to enforce the law. And so I'm being abundantly clear. I don't care what jurisdiction you're at in the state of Texas, you are going to comply with the law. And so I've already issued a governor's order cutting off funding from the governor's office that was going to some of these jurisdictions. But secondly, we're going to pass a ban on sanctuary cities in the state of Texas that will put real teeth in this, compelling local officials to apply the law of the United States of America.
That's the harsh reality of our so-called democracy, is that it's not accessible. A lot of people don't have the time or the resources to be well informed in what our government is proposing and legislating. And so a lot of people are left in the dark. When legislation like this, or executive orders as Trump's, happen, people are kind of left powerless. For those of us that are privileged enough to have access to resources and be informed, we need to try to disseminate information as much as possible.
I think it's becoming a bigger and more obvious confrontation, and I think it's important at this time for anybody with any cause to stand together for all causes, because the way I see it, it is all tied together very strongly.